Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. Welcome to our 8 nights of street fights. Each day leading to Christmas, Brad and I will revisit every WWE Miracle on 34th street fight. Brad, we've made it to number 3. Mark Henry versus Damien Sandow. This was from 2013, and you and I had a very colorful experience watching this. So I'm going to kick us off on this one. I'm going to defer to my notes. I think this is on the bottom tier of my power rankings for the series, and I'll tell you why. So Mark Henry seems wonderful, right? Seems like a fantastic man. Him being a babyface never really hit with me in WWE. I thought he was so far superior when he was working heel. The Hall of Pain gimmick, the salmon suit that you and I reference at least once or twice a year. Somehow, that was peak Mark Henry. So first, him being a babyface is I'm a little, kind of not uncomfortable with it, but it's not how I like my Mark Henry. However, I like how during his entrance as Santa, and these two guys were pitted as good Santa versus bad Santa. That was the build for this match. We want to root for Mark Henry. Awesome. Whereas Damien Sandow comes out with Cole and is clearly just healing it up. Brad, I have to give this match credit. I popped during Mark Henry's entrance when the camera panned to 4 dudes in the audience that had Go Santa signs. Yeah. They kind of spread it out evenly, where one had GO, the other had OD, so on and so forth. So that popped me. There was a fire extinguisher. This kind of goes to what you were saying during our previous...
That was funny.
This goes back to our previous 2 episodes when you mentioned the recurring weapons being used throughout the years. I noted that we saw in this match a fire extinguisher, a candy cane, of course, Singapore cane wrapped as a candy cane. We saw a toilet, though, as well. And I know these matches aren't necessarily marketed to 2 grown men, such as you and I. I know it's very kid-friendly, or it's supposed to be. Mark Henry taking Damien Sandow's head and putting it in the toilet. Just a random new toilet, no water, obviously, no Swirly Jones.
The new clean dry toilet.
New clean dry toilet, and of course Damien Sandow selling that as if he was being waterboarded. It just didn't hit for me. I really, this match was an example of a feeling I have every now and then when watching wrestling, especially something pretty silly like this. And I just think to myself, oh, this is why some of my friends think this is so stupid. Like, this is why some of my friends just either scoff at my love for wrestling or just don't really play along when I talk about how much I love it. They're like, okay, good for you, dude, but I'm going to, I'm done listening to you talk about wrestling. So I had conflicting feelings about this match, as you can tell. It wasn't an enjoyable experience for me. I definitely checked my phone a few times during it, I will confess. But alas, it happened. Mark Henry picked up the W. He pretty much thoroughly dominated Damien Sandow. So good Santa won, and I guess all of us should be happy about that. What were your opinions on this match?
I thought this was terrible. I thought that the marketing for it was the best part of the match. It was great video package to start Raw. It was great. It was good Santa, bad Santa. Sandow sitting there reading "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." And Mark Henry was reading like this, smiling and happy. And Sandow was wearing the coal-stained Santa suit. He came out with a lump of coal in his hand and held it up to the audience to great boos. Where Mark Henry, I popped for Henry in the crowd, just sort of like he's doing the lean back and point at somebody and going, "Yeah, I see you." I don't know why that made me laugh, but he was just doing like the wrestling guy thing where you're just pointing at somebody. It's like, but you're dressed like Santa. I don't know what that means. This was definitely strange. Michael Cole was bored. He destroyed the magic of it. It was like, well, if good Santa loses, like, Mark Henry's in the back too, and they're the same person. Just kept saying stuff like that over and over and over again. He I don't know if he was just leaning too hard into it or if he just genuinely was like, this is ass. Nobody should see this. The Candy Kendo, again, is what I wrote in my notes. I also quoted a historic epic battle where Christmas could be canceled if Good Santa loses, is what came out of commentary's mouth. And then I wrote, good Lord, this sucks. More fire extinguisher, merciful end with the world's strongest slam, except I wrote, oh no, there's more. There was a package with jingle bells in them, and I thought they were going to be used as a weapon, but Mark just jingled them and then moved to another box which had cookies and stuff. He took a bite of a cookie, threw the cookies off of it, and then hit Sandow with the tray. And then it went to commercial break. This was not the main event. This was advertised like it was the biggest thing on the show. It was like the fifth match or fourth match. I think it ended the first hour. It was really weird where it was placed. This was not for me. I'm sure the kids probably found some good in this. I didn't find any.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, I did pop at the end when Michael Cole called the world's strongest slam the sleigh ride. I think my bar for entertainment was just so low that I was looking for anything to grab onto to put positive for this match, because you and I think are both fans, certainly of Mark Henry's work, and I really loved a lot of Damian Sandow / Mizdow's run in WWE. So yeah, I really enjoyed that last part. Like you said, the throwing the cupcakes in Damian Sandow's face just didn't do it for me. Again, I'm sure for the kids that were in the audience or at home, this was funny, but it didn't do it for me. But I will tell you, man, as someone who grew up in a household where my mother prominently had Black Santa figurines all around, I can appreciate Mark Henry being booked as the good Santa and going over in this match. So I really, even though it's at the bottom tier of my rankings here, Brad, I definitely am not going to put it last, because I did enjoy Henry being able to be cheered and to pick up a really dominant win. But yeah, this was an experience, man. I just had a lot of feelings watching it, and I wasn't too upset when it finally came to a conclusion.
You made a good point. I thought of that too when Mark Henry he entered dressed as Santa, very clearly a black Santa with a big black beard coming out over the white beard, which is a little bit. I couldn't tell if it was the white beard or just the hair was really long that he was wearing, the wig, which was great. I loved all of that. But they did a close up shot on a young black boy near the barricade that saw him, and you could just see the look of excitement and joy on his face when he saw Mark Henry. So there's definitely something to that I think it's sometimes it's like you said, it's hard as grown men to watch these things and go, well, not all of this should be for me or is for me. Some of it's just for the kids. This one was definitely for the kids, not my kids, but definitely not for us, especially in 2022. Watching all the things we've watched, this was pretty rough.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
So this is night 3. Night 3, we are asking every night for you to go out and donate to a charity. On night 3, we are asking you to go to Arizona Small Dog Rescue. That is azsmalldog.org. Please check them out. Donate it if you can. They are a worthy cause. If you have another cause you'd like to donate to, please feel free to do that. We are asking everybody to go give, volunteer, give time, give money, give resources, whatever you can do to help those in your community during this holiday season. Thanks for listening. Merry Christmas, and hopefully you'll join us next time.